Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to be doing the mid-July love reading for the sign of Pisces. Alright Pisces, love you guys very, very much. You know it. My regular Pisces know how much I adore you guys. So we're going to get right into it. You know the drill. We're going to get your 2 Romance Angel Oracle cards out. If you've been surfing the web and you just happen to come by this video today, you're not subscribed or a regular, you're welcome here. Cross watchers, welcome here. Alright, and thank you for stopping by. Alright, so let's get your 2 cards out, Pisces. See what it's hitting for this mid-July period. Alright, your first card is give your relationship a chance. Attraction. Beautiful. Bottom of the deck we have religious factors. Interesting. So could be, you know, different religions, different backgrounds, right? Could be give your relationship a chance. You may be attracted to someone you're not used to going out to, someone from a different cultural background. There's a lot of attraction there, but we'll see. We won't know until we get right into your spread, right? So let's do this. Pisces, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're feeling well. And my Mars is in Pisces, so I have very Pisces energy. Even though I'm a Sagittarius, I have a lot of Pisces energy in general, my forward energy. Certainly with Mars being in Pisces. So, let's see. What's going on with Pisces this mid-July period? You know, we want to see affirmations, reaffirmations, warning signs. Show me. Alright, here we go. Alright, Pisces, let's see what it's all about for you. First card out is the Sun. Beautiful. Gorgeous energy, the Sun. Popular. Star next. Beautiful. And the Emperor, Aries, coming in, huh? Some of you might be dealing with an Aries, right? It's quite interesting, really. 3 major arcana. There's your 4th, the Fool showing up. That's you showing up in your own reading. Always the Fool represents you. Ha! 8 of Swords at the center. So 8 of Swords has been coming up a lot. Victim card. And 8 of Pentacles. Your second 8 in a row. What interesting. 2 major arcana. High Priestess. 2 of Wands. And Knight of Wands. Wow. What a reading, huh? Pisces. Unbelievable. Here's your High Priestess. You know who I'm talking to. It's one of my regulars. There you go. There's your High Priestess, girl. Always showing up. Always showing up for my Pisces readings. We've got 2 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Wow, this is really tickles me. You've got 2 8s, 2 2s, and a Court card. The rest are all major arcana. So 8s are all about boundaries, strengths, and weaknesses. Putting boundaries in place, discipline. And 2s are about coming together, duality, balance, right? Love. You've got 3 2s actually, because at the bottom of the deck you have the 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups talks about a balance between the 2, a perfect balance between 2 people, right? 2 people coming together, like-minded, with the same objective, and you know, an utter love for each other, right? They have equal measure of love for each other, equal respect. And they come together with the same objectives for each other. So, it's beautiful. It's a balance, right? It's when the one comes together with the one, we get 2. Very, very beautiful. Love energy. You're feeling very loved. You're feeling like you really want to share. You're sharing your cup of love with someone who's mirroring back to you. So it's a really beautiful feeling. I mean, this is why this is the Lovers kind of. It's not the major arcana, but in the Cups, it's the Lovers card, because it's like You're with somebody who's mirroring back to you everything that you desire, that you wish in a partner. It's just very positive, beautiful energy. All right, let's get right into it. Straight out the gate, you have the Sun. Right, 19, a 9 card, the second 9, the first 9 being Herman. So it's a lot of affirmations coming in. A lot of reaffirmations to you. A lot of things going your way. You know, when you make a decision or you're going someplace, everything seems to work out perfectly. Doors seem to open up. The sun is shining on you, right? The sun also indicates a period of life of like just utter bliss. You're just really happy. You're feeling good right now, Pisces. It could be that, you know, you're just in your new skin. You know, I want to say that this is probably a Pisces who's done a lot of spiritual work recently, and you've started to actually walk the walk, right? You've been talking the talk, and you have put your faith in what you've learned, and now you're walking the walk, and it feels good. Got star energy here. So this is the second 7 card. The first 7 being Chariot. This is 17. So star energy is about making your deepest wishes come true, right? It's also having your wishes enlightened by your spiritual side, right? So these aren't just like the kind of mundane wishes we have for ourselves, for our Monday, like our everyday lives. Like, you know, I wish for a house, wish for a car, you know, blah, blah. These are the wishes, you know, here the star, this is Aquarius energy, right? So this is where we're talking about like, this figure here is pouring her emotions, right? The water is the medium for the emotions. So her feelings, right? So she's pouring her feelings in to her wish fulfillment. So she's wishing for something that on a very deep level fulfills her, that she truly desires. You know, these are wishes that fill your soul, that fill your heart. You know, they're wishes for true love. They can be wishes for attaining like a really big goal in life, right? Perhaps you're a singer and you wish to have that contract. These are kind of like big, you know, wishes of the heart, wishes of the soul, right? And trying to manifest them, right? She's trying to manifest. She's doing like this active work of pouring, you know, the water of her emotions onto the land. So manifesting what she desires in the real world, right? Excuse me. I hope I'm not getting a cold. So just as the Chariot, we put things into place with the Chariot to get our wish or our fulfillment. It's like we put very real life things into place, right? With the Chariot, it's like getting our ducks in a row, you know, preparing for a move. With the star, it's like you're preparing your heart. It's like you're preparing yourself, right? She's preparing her. It's a higher evolution of that. So she's preparing her spiritual capacity, her emotional capacity. She's preparing her deeper sides for that wish fulfillment, right? Because what she desires, what this figure desires or is wishing for, is trying to manifest, is something that is much higher and deeper. And then comes the Emperor, right? Could be a person you're very attracted to right now. Could be a person that's really caught your eye. Emperor's Aries energy, Pisces. This is certainly somebody in your life who's very commanding. This is an attractive masculine energy. Usually I say my readings are not, you know, about gender, but I do really feel like this person is a male, right? Or identifies as a male, I would say, right? So a stable individual, though. This person is very stable. They're very accomplished. And I want to say you're just kind of attracted to them for that, right? Kind of enthralled. Not sure if you're dating this individual, though. We don't have any cards on the deck that really talk about true love besides this Two of Cups. So it could be that this may not have manifested into any kind of relationship, but I feel like this is the person you're attracted to. You know, this is a person who's kind of commanding your attention. and you're feeling really brand new. And I'm going to say, perhaps the reason why I almost feel like Pisces, this individual is not somebody you're used to being attracted to. You know, this person is like, this emperor, and this person who is the emperor, right, is like the type of person that you've never really took a second glance at. But for some reason, I think that recently, right, as a result of like this intensive kind of like self-confidence that you've been getting, right, this kind of shift, and this work you've been doing with the star in terms of manifesting your own capacity to bring in your wishes, to bring in your dreams. Now all of a sudden, this type of individual, it's like, now you're looking at them. Now all of a sudden they're attractive to you. You see a possibility here. And it's quite interesting. Could be as well, religious factors could be coming in, because this person could be from a completely different background than yours, right? And again, another reason that you may not have considered them. And now it's making you feel like completely brand new. You're feeling all like different and new. You feel like your world is changing a little bit because, and this has happened to me, so I speak from personal experience, you know, it's almost as if you feel like your world has expanded now. You feel more expansive. You feel not bigger, but more like you have more capacity. Your capacity has increased. Right? Your capacity for experience has increased when suddenly you're at a point in your life where certain types of individuals that up until that point, that type or that personality type or that status type or what have you, right, has just been the type of individual that you've just kept at like you've just not ever considered, you know? It's just like, I would never go out with somebody like that. I would never be interested in somebody like that. And not for any bad reason, but just because they're there and you're here, and the twain shall never meet, right? And so now, though, when things happen, when you change, right, and you change yourself and your perspective of yourself broadens, your tastes broaden, your desires broaden, and now all of a sudden you find yourself attracted to someone that you weren't before, and you find them looking right back at you. That's almost like a doubling down and a reaffirmation that, I am different. I am not the same person I was before. I have, like, my capacity has increased, you know. I'm closer to what I should be, and I'm more of what I was, right? And in the center, you've got Eight of Swords, so that's quite interesting energy. Eight of Swords is very kind of like blocked up, restricted energy. This is, I call this my victim card. This is the person who's bound and blindfolded as a result of their own actions. They tend to blame other people for their constriction. They tend to blame other people for the reason why they're alienated, while they're alone, right? This is the person who's kind of like, well, you know, their whole attitude alienates them from people. You can't talk to them. You can't, you know, your opinion really doesn't matter. You know, they're just very kind of like opinionated. It's their highway, it's their way or the highway. And so this is when we talk about boundaries, like, but to the extreme, right? This person is taking it to the other extreme where it's only ever his way. Right? There's no give and take. There's no understanding of making room for others. And so this person alienates himself, and then they, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, also then blame everyone else around for the reason that they're alienated. Because, of course, they don't take responsibility for that either. You know, when somebody doesn't take responsibility for their actions, they're not going to suddenly take responsibility for some of their actions. Right? And so this is the type of individual who then is very much like, well, if you didn't act that way, I wouldn't have to act this way. And I wonder where this energy is at. You know, I wonder, is this, I feel like, I don't necessarily feel like it's you, Pisces. I don't feel like this is really your go-to vibe anyway, but I feel like somebody in your life is kind of playing the victim, and they're kind of, you know, playing on your heart and on your feelings, and it's really taking up a lot of your time and energy. It's hard-pressed for me to think that this person is also the Emperor, because the Emperor is just too wise for that kind of, like, toxic energy, right? But someone is coming in and they're very much kind of like playing a victim with you, playing kind of on your feelings, wanting you to look out for them, pay attention to them. They don't want to share you with somebody else, right? This could also be another person in your life. So this could be if you are already involved. Because if you're not involved with this emperor, they're still around. You're still interested, right? And you could still be involved with somebody. And that person you are involved with, Pisces, right now, could be very much playing this victim card and this kind of energy because they see you looking around. They see you having sun energy, so you're getting a lot of props. People are looking at you. You know, you're getting a little quasi-famous in your little scene or whatever it is, you know. You know what I mean? Like, you've been in a social circle and there's this one person that everybody knows them. They're always up to something. They're always busy, you know. They have this wonderful life. Well, this is very much you right now. And it almost feels like this person here is somebody who's kind of like, oh, Pisces, you're leaving me in the dust. Why aren't you paying attention to me? I'm going to go act out now, and this is all your fault because you didn't pay attention to me. And it's like that kind of like whiny energy, right? And I think it's just sucking you. It's just sucking you a little bit dry, sucking your energy, right? This person is very much an energy sucker. And so you've got Eight of Pentacles. What are you doing? You're getting into your work. You know what I mean? You're diving headlong into work, you know? And that's kind of like your go-to. You feel better if you do that. You know what I'm saying? It's more like, let me do this so I don't have to hear them. Certainly if you're involved with this person, this is somebody you know, if this is your boyfriend or girlfriend, I feel like it really, I do. I feel like almost like this emperor is not somebody that you're actually with. It's somebody that you're extremely attracted to. And your mate or your lover is the one who's pitching a bitch right here. And you're like just kind of like, Eight, again, is about boundaries, right? So in this case, in Swords, it's kind of corrupted and kind of distorted and a gross, you know, this is like a distorted extreme version of when boundaries go wrong, right? And in fact, you end up limiting yourself rather than limiting others, but you end up finding yourself in this kind of restricted way of living, right? Whereas here with Pentacles, this is more of an exalted Eight, because here we see that the restrictions that we place on ourselves really equates to discipline. Because here you have a handcrafter creating these pentacles. You can see that he's dedicated to his work. Oftentimes this card is misinterpreted as being bored. But any handcrafter who can craft the same type of object over and over is a master. In order to master your craft like that, you have to have discipline. And that is Eight. In order to have discipline, you have to have restrictions that you place on yourself. You can't go out and party. You can't go out and do this. You can't go out and do that. You have to get a good night's sleep. You have to take care of your body. You have to take care of your mind. You have to educate yourself on your craft. You have to constantly learn, right? When you don't want to learn, you have to be a student, even though at times you may feel like you are the master. These are all the things, you know, that go into becoming a master at your craft. Right? And so here we find that restrictions, boundaries that we put on ourselves, right? Criteria, standards that we live up to, things like that. These are all part of that energy, is what is needed to remain disciplined and focused. And right now, it's what's needed for you to remain disciplined and focused so you don't have to be sideswept by this kind of like victim energy. And then comes High Priestess. Always the High Priestess is checking in with you, Pisces. Always checking in and make sure you're keeping in touch with your tuition. She's letting you know, if you talk, listen to your inner voice will always tell you how to handle this individual or how to handle the situation. You're looking to the future, right? Two of Wands talks about taking that next step on your goal. The Ace of Wands has come in and giving you that great burst of inspiration and enthusiasm and passion to move forward. And now it's time to sow those seeds. The world is your oyster. You see the character with the globe in his hand, which suggests that, you know, he has dominion over anywhere that he wants to go. The idea of setting his course, right? He has full control of setting his own course in life. and stepping forward in life the way he wants to do it, according to his ambitious goals, right? His ambitious needs and desires. And so, yeah, you're feeling very much like, yep, I feel great right now. You know, you're manifesting kind of your dreams. You know, you feel really good in your gut. Your intuition's kicking in. You feel like this is definitely a new stage in life. Fool shows up. Again, I meant to say with the Fool as well. The Fool is always there, showing up as the quant in the reading. And the message with the Fool is always to pay very close attention to what's going on. Pay close attention to what's going on in your life. Try to be very in the moment right now, because you're going through like a learning period, and you're also about to take like a turn in the road, a bend, a fork, whatever you want to call it, but you're about to start a whole new segment on this path, this journey for your life. And so it's at those times when we have that kind of flux, that kind of change that happens, when we really need to be the most present so that we can learn what we needed to learn out of that stage we're leaving and the new stage we're going into. Excuse me, I have to take a sip of tea. So, and then comes the Knight of Wands, right? So here's somebody coming in who wants to be a part of this project as well, right? They want to be a part of all of this. Hey, don't leave me behind. They're stepping up. This could be a close friend. I don't feel like this is necessarily a lover. I think that this reading is for those of you who are involved, and right now you're thinking about moving forward in life, and some of you are kind of yoked to this kind of like whiny individual, and some of you have this other person that's really getting your eye, and you're wondering, like, you know, here we go, give your relationship a chance. For some of you, you may want to still give this person a chance. They're not that toxic per se. They're just a whiny ass, you know? They're just kind of like a pain in the ass. You could still very much love them, and they could very much still be worth you giving them a chance. Or for some of you, it's like, all right, now I think I want to give this Emperor a chance now. I think I'm ready for this. Some of you may or may not be ready. Some of you may or may not be very in love with this character here. Some of you may be willing to move forward just based on attraction, especially those of you who aren't involved. If you're not involved, right, then this main character here in the center will probably just be like a friend or close friend. It's still going to be somebody in your life, right? But if you're not attached to them romantically, it'll be a little bit easier for you to deal with them, but not that much, because you're still close to them. They're still a friend of yours. You're still a close friend of yours. They still have the ability to pull on your heartstrings, regardless of if they're a current boyfriend or girlfriend or a past boyfriend or girlfriend. This could be an ex as well who comes back and to be like, oh yeah, oh look, you're doing so great, and I'm like, oh, I'm in the shitter, like, oh, help me out, you know what I mean? I keep saying that because I just feel such whiny energy coming off of this person, and clearly you can tell that that is just one of those type of energies that just is, to me, is repulsive. I mean, whining at a grown person. And then we get Knight of Wands, and like I said, this is, I think, somebody else coming in. I think this is a very close friend, a good friend, either old or someone new coming in who's kind of your buddy, right? You got like a road dog buddy coming in, and this person just loves your energy. They're very fiery. They love your fieriness. I always say this about Pisces. Yeah, I find Pisces to be extremely fiery. I know that they're a water sign, but they certainly exhibit to me, and they always have in my life. All the Pisces I've known have been quite fiery. Some of them, yeah, they've been subdued. They've been seething under the surface or bubbling under the surface, very much in that water energy. But, you know, they've all shown some real fiery passion at times. Let's get some clarity on this reading. What's going on with that lovely Pisces? I'm trying to get some clarity on what's going on. Starting with the center card, Eight of Swords. But the predominance of major arcana indicates that this is certainly a time of your life where things are kind of being divinely led, right? You've got certainly either divinely led or set out, depending on what your belief is, set out by you at some point, sort of predestined by you or pre-planned by you in this lifetime, that this particular change you're going through right now is something you must go through. Certainly it's definitely an indication that you have divine kind of, I don't want to say intervention, but guidance happening, right? Some of you, it's your ancestors, souls, spirits, whatever it is you believe in terms of that, that spirit that is there to help you at times, right? For many of us, it is our ancestors or relatives who have passed on also. But they're there, you know, there's a divine spirit here that's kind of like, you know, supporting this whole scene with all of these beautiful, like, major arcana cards. Show me what's going on with our beautiful Pisces this mid-July. Give me some clarity. Show me. Oh, interesting. That's never happened before. Interesting. Never flipped over, never cut the deck and had a card flip over like that. Queen of Swords has been out for a couple of readings. I guess she insisted to come out again. Talking about honesty. It's all about honesty right now. Six of Cups. Yes, you're feeling really kind of like ready for some love. Seven of Wands. Lovers coming in again. Wow. Three of Swords. So here's the heartbreak. There's your Princess of Swords. Three of Wands. Virtue. Death. The Hermit. 9 and 5 of Swords. Bottom of the deck is Two of Wands. So there's your Two of Wands showing up again. So this is certainly very much about you taking another step in life. I don't know, you know, I have a feeling whoever this attraction is with, and I feel like this Emperor, this person who's caught your eye, right, is really going to turn into something. We'll get there, right? But right now you are bringing in, certainly calling in a lot of attraction and love. This beautiful combination, Six of Cups and the Sun card. Look how beautiful that is. Look how beautiful that Six of Cups is. Six of Cups here in the Thoth deck, it's just utter pleasure. You know, enjoyment, desire fulfilled, you know, when you have your desire, the desires for your relationship fulfilled, sexual desire, emotional, physical, beautiful energy. You just feel really, really good. Could be you started dating this, you know, individual, or you're just seeing this Emperor. You know, you just started dating this person, or they've come into your life most recently, but you just feel so attracted right now. You feel very attractive, too. That could also be bringing in this energy. So Seven of Wands, you've got a victory here, right? You've been standing your ground, and I think this wish fulfillment that's coming in for you is like a sense of victory for you, because it's been coming in for quite some time. It could be like this perfect kind of relationship coming in, you know, the kind that has just the right amount of sexual attraction, emotional fulfillment, you know, and that's really what you've been trying to manifest, because Seven of Wands is working hard for your dreams. It's defending your dreams against obstacles, against those who will poo-poo it and tell you can't make it. You know, so this fulfillment here, I think it could be very much about love, and you're certainly bringing it in. Here's the Emperor covered with the Lovers. Alright, so what I say here, Two of Cups is the other, is the Cups Lovers. Here we go, Lover Major Arcana, another 6. So on the top row, we've got 2 6s coming in. So that's all about moving towards harmony. This is going to be a very harmonious courtship if this is your individual. It's going to be a really sexy, romantic kind of courting of each other if you're not together yet. And somebody certainly has their heart broken here, right? Somebody's left out in the cold. And this is why I feel like they're going to play that victim, right? Because they are hurt. They're hurt by your newfound freedom. They're hurt by you being... They see you. It's like one of those relationships almost like... And this like could be a current... Like I said, a current relationship, or just one that most recently broke up. But they see you. It's like one of those things where you're with somebody and they see that your life is about to go somewhere that they just can't follow. And they're just upset about it. They're hurt. They're upset. They see the writing on the wall that the relationship is about to be over, Pisces. You know, and they just don't want it. They don't want you to go on your adventure without them. right? They're playing victim, and you feel like you've really got to be on the defensive. Princess of Swords is the defensive. You know, it's like you feel like you're having to defend yourself. It could very much, this is kind of that energy as well. Like, say, for instance, you have an ex, and it's like when you see them, they somehow have you defending the fact that you're dating somebody, and then you hang on, you wake up a minute later after, like, either during the conversation or afterwards, and you're just kind of like, hang on a second. You know, you're my ex. Why am I even explaining this to you? And why do I have to defend who I'm with to you? You know, it's kind of that energy, certainly. Princess of Swords, you know. It's that kind of like real, like youthful kind of like standing up to the man. Like, how dare you? This is my life. And, you know, and I think you're just, it could very well be that up until now you've dealt with a lot of this passive aggressive, you know, this, I don't want to say passive aggressive so much because it is kind of just more whiny. But I think, you know, it may have stepped up a pace here, right? Whereas before, this energy may have come across as being just more like harmless and whiny. But now that they see that you're really going into your sun and living your best life, you have other people interested, you're interested in other people, it could very well that they're ramping it up to such a degree that you really have to defend yourself and be like, hang on a second. You know, you used to just be whiny. Now you're downright jealous. Are you serious? You're like not even my boyfriend or girlfriend anymore. And so here we go with Eight of Pentacles. You're just like, F you. I'm going to get into my work. I don't need this nonsense, you know. And Three of Wands is all about like moving forward, expanding your dream with virtue, right? And so it's like you almost have this kind of like, well, you know what? You're pissing me off, and I don't have to deal with you. You're an ex, or you're pissing me off, and maybe it's best that we break up, you know, either or, right? You take your pick. And it's almost like, but you know, forget them. I'm going to get into my work, you know, because I know where I'm going to be in a couple of years, and I just need to get into my work. And when I get to where I want to be in a couple of years, when I expand my career, my business, or whatever it is, right, that you're mastering here, right? You won't, you know, it's like, when I get there, I won't even think about this person. I'll be so happy that I've left them behind, right? I'll be so happy that I stuck with my guns and just followed my own path, rather than being caught up in this toxic energy with this person. It keeps making me feel sorry for them. You know, then I go back, then they treat me like dirt, right, Pisces? They treat you like dirt then, and then it's like, they come back and they say some stuff, you forgive them. It's like, really? You know, it's just you've had enough, right? And also, this interesting Queen of Swords talks about cutting away false faces. So it's like you've also done the work, Pisces, most recently, that if you've been like maybe not 100% honest most recently about things that are going on with different people, it's like you don't have any time for it. Before, you might have been a little bit more cagey for the purposes of dating. You don't want the left hand to know what the right hand's doing, you know. Pisces is the sign, folks, for like the philanderer. I hate to say it, but it is, you know. The philanderer, the womanizer, male or female, you know, the man eater. You know, Pisces are known for, you know, having multiple like liaisons and affairs and stuff, you know. I was raised by two Pisces. Both my parents were Pisces, so trust me, I know. And so this Queen of Swords energy is very much like a Pisces who's like done with all that. You know, you're very much about being honest. You're letting people know how you really feel. Some of them aren't even believing you. They're so used to the mask that you've had up. They feel like, oh, well, this must be a joke. You know, Pisces must be sensitive or going through something. No, Pisces, you're being very clear with them, letting them know, no, this is who I am. This is really how I feel. And let me tell you about yourself while I'm at it. You know what I mean? You know? And so you're diving headfirst into your work. You're going forward with your work, Pisces, because you just don't want to be bothered with this person who's just relenting. They're not leaving you alone. You feel very attacked, you know? It's funny how this is what I mean by that toxic energy. You see this figure's bound and blindfolded, yet you feel attacked by them. It's that kind of like, you know, when people attack you with it, they're kind of like, oh, why aren't you calling me? Why aren't you this? Why aren't you that? You're busy. You're living your best life. Why don't I hear from you? And it's like, you're clearly, right, going on with your life. right? You're looking over here at the Emperor, who's like catching your eye, this whole new type of relationship you never thought you could have before. And this weirdo's over here insisting that you spend time with them. It's just all you feel is just like, you just feel like you want them to go away. It's so funny. Down here, we've got death coming in over the High Priestess. So the High Priestess certainly is, like I said, she's the card for your intuition. She always pops her head up to remind you, don't forget to listen to your gut. You know, if you're dealing with somebody who just won't take no or for a hint, or someone who just keeps being in your face about, what's going on in your life, it's quite interesting. It's like the High Priestess, when you follow your true gut, follow your intuition about this scenario, there will be a full transformation. And so what I mean is, if your gut is telling you to completely stop all contact with this sort of this person who's playing the victim with you all the time here, trying to manipulate you to get you to call them or speak to them. If you really go, Pisces, with your gut, with your High Priestess gut and intuition, you'll cut them off completely. You just cut them off. You don't have any more contact with them, and you go on with your life. You have a full transformation. You realize there's no point in talking to this person. They're not going to, hear you or understand you. You can't take them with you. You don't want to take them with you, and you can't take them with you where you're going. And the next stage of your life is this great adventure. You don't want to take this person. You're ready to take this person who's embodying the Emperor. And that's not a level status or anything. It's just that you're done with them. And now this person, like I said, this person here could be somebody who's completely different than what you're used to. With the religious factor, could be completely different background or whatever. But it's like when you saw them, you're so attracted to them. You just can't stop, So with your forward movement here, with your expansion, you have been very solitary. You've been in your solitude space, right? You don't want a whole lot of people around right now. It could be that, you may have made contact with this person or whatever. But also, Pisces, dealing with this individual here, this Eight of Swords individual has come in because they're so hurt about you moving on with your life. It's almost made you retreat a little bit and go into your hermit and be like, hang on a second. Let me see if I can deal with this damage control a little bit, because this person they still keep getting at me, right? And I don't really have a good reason or something to say to them per se, right? I just know that I'm sick of like kind of the whining and the victim, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's interesting. It's like you feel a little bit indignant about it, but you also feel like you've had enough and you're pulling back. You can't be bothered. You know what I mean? It's like your gut has told you here to cease all contact. Just kill that relationship dead, transform into, But it's almost like for you, Pisces, it would be easier and better for you to be that cold if you just pulled away. Right? If you just completely pulled away. So it's not like you can half step it, right? Like when you talk to this individual in any kind of way, if you give them any kind of attention, it seems as though they pull on you so strongly that for you, it's not even so much that you're repulsed by them, but it's more or less that you feel that the only way that you can truly be rid of them and their energy all over you is to completely disengage, and not only disengage with them, but just act as if you're disengaged with the world, right? So that they don't see any hope of engaging you. It's like one of those things, if you're running in the woods from somebody, you don't want anything to see you, right? You're not just running from one thing. It's like if you're truly trying to get away from someone that you just can't get away from, it's almost as if you don't just try to stop them from seeing you. You just try anyone from stopping seeing you. You just want to completely crawl into your hermit cave and like sit this one out until they're done being obsessed or bugging you about the life that you're having. Five of Swords is in. So yeah, this person here, this friend, remember I said the Knight of Wands is like this buddy. Could be an old buddy, could be a new buddy. Excuse me, I have to take a iced tea in my throat. I have a very raspy throat, and sometimes it's raspier than others. But yeah, this person coming in, this buddy, this kind of Friend in arms is kind of raconteur in arms. You know, you guys like to get up to shenanigans and fun and everything. This is like a fun friend of yours, right? Very passionate. They're coming in because I think they're coming in to help you out with a scenario, to help you out with some of this power struggle that's going on, right? It could be that you called them and said, look, I need your help. You know, I need your help dealing with this person who just won't take no for an answer. They simply will not be defeated. They just keep coming back and back. So you could have called out for this person. Certainly when you're here, it almost feels as though you're calling out, right? Look at this. He's looking out. The hermit is there, so he's looking out, getting into his hermit, but still calling out. And in rides his friend, like, here I am, you know what I mean? Here I am, what's going on, homie? And it's like, you let them know, right? You let them know, and they kind of shed a lot of light for you on what you've been going through, because they're your friend. They're looking from the outside in. They know all the players involved, right? So now they share with you how people have been kind of either cheating with you or not completely honest, you know. They help you sift through all of that. They help you get into your Queen of Swords and get through all of the lies, really, and the bullshit, right? Because ultimately, I think you want to be with this Emperor, but this person, this Eight of Swords, just won't quit. And it's like, at some point, you're going to have to get that advice from the Knight of Wands on how to be cruel enough, but not too cruel, to let them know to leave you alone, right? And it would be good to know how to do it anyway, because I don't think this is going to be the last time that, you know, men or women are hitting on you for a multitude of reasons, Pisces, because you're doing so well. You're living your best life. You feel attractive, look attractive. Everything's going very well for you. All right? So I'm going to call it, Pisces. This is a wonderful reading. You're doing quite well, but somebody is out there just... oh, they're pissed. They're pissed in a very narcissistic, weird, you know, single white female way. It's, you know, they're quite whiny. They are harmless for the most part because they are whiny and they aren't so devious. But this could turn. You know, this person can turn. They may start out whiny, but they could also just very, you know, after enough time of you either ignoring them, not listening to them, or what have you, get into a really, really dark space, right? And really ramp up the, you know, the kind of I'm the victim attitudes, right? The gaslighting. So just take care, okay? And watch out for this Emperor in your life. This could very much turn into a big-time love connection, all right? I'm going to call it. I love you guys so much. Thank you for stopping by. If this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share. Help me grow my channel, okay? This is what I do full-time now. Devote all of my time, really, in terms of my professional time, to you guys, reading for you guys, because I enjoy it so much, and I love connecting with all of you, all right? So, for right now, I'm just going to say, Pisces, sound off in the comments if you're going through this. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And for right now, have a wonderful, wonderful mid-July period. All right? See you guys next month. Bye-bye.